Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm your co-founder, John Henry. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. There's another educational presentation that's going to happen tonight. We're going to intentionally give some great information to the community to help them with credit repair. We have a phenomenal sister here to present tonight. So we're about to get started shortly. I just got a couple announcements that I need to make before we get started. One, I just want to say thank you to our Mayor, London Breed, and to Cheryl Davis, the Executive Director of the Human Rights Commission, making sure that the resources are going to the community to help impact the community and the community was impacted yesterday as we gave out 1,400 meals to community. I want to say thank you to Collective Impact, Us for Us, The City Eats, both sides of the conversation, and to our young people who are out there giving away the food boxes, making sure community gets the things that they need. So shout out to our leadership. Great deal to help community. Way to go, Uncle Stank over at Collective Impact, having the space, doing the work. That's what it's all about, community coming together. We impacted some families in the community, especially in this pandemic right now. There's been a lot of issues and a lot of things that our community need. So what a way to just get them out there with some of the necessities that our community needs. And then with that being said, I want to say shout out to our Both Sides of Conversation co-founder and our team that's out there with adult probation today for honoring those who have lost their family to overdose in this pandemic. But we want to extend it a little farther and say to all of the families out there that lost loved ones over this past year in the pandemic as well through violence. We have to continue to keep lifting up those families and support those families because it's very, very, very important that we continue to do that. So I just want to say shout out to Rico, shout out to Steve and Chief Karen Fletcher for getting to the community, representing those who lost loved ones through the overdose. Very powerful thing that's going on tonight. So just want to shout out them for getting that done. Just want to let community know there's a number of events that's going to be coming up that's going to help impact the community. We have some phenomenal people doing some stuff in this community that's going to help our community. Just excited about that. Today, we're going to acknowledge another woman for Women's History Month, but just want to say shout out to all the phenomenal women in our community that are doing things. Shout out to the sister that's going to come on tonight and present. I mean, our women in the community are doing some phenomenal things. With that being said, I have one further announcement that I need to get out to the community. For all you guys who know, a couple of months ago, we had Karen Roy from Child Support Services. She came on, talked about the things that they're doing at San Francisco Child Support. She came on and it was a question that was asked that she needed to find out about how to file a complaint for court services. And she said that she would reach out to family courts and get that information back to community about how to file the complaint to get a new evaluator or any of that information. So she did reach out to her, had a phenomenal conversation. Man, I just love that sister. Very powerful, very passionate, love the community. Man, Karen Roy is just amazing. And we also had a conversation with our sister Cheryl Tyler from DPH, gentlemen in the community. I just want to let you guys know there are some phenomenal, phenomenal things that are going to happen that they're putting together to help impact the man of our community. Brothers, this is our time. These sisters are behind a movement that is trying to make sure that we get the resources, the information, the things that we need. Any brother that's in the community, I just want you guys to know, and Karen wanted to make sure that you guys hear it. There's some opportunities and things that's coming up to help you guys, especially with rears and different things. But you have to reach out. Like she said last time, you have to call her. You have to get on the phone and call her. There's a lot of individual based case thing that's going to be happening. But please, brothers, if you're dealing with rears, you're dealing with things, your license, any of those issues, don't be afraid. Reach out and call Karen. They have some phenomenal things, some resources that's going to help the brothers and sisters of our community when it comes to this child support thing. So please reach out to them with a phone call. But I'm going to read the information about the lodging the complaint for the family court services that she sent over. It's San Francisco Local Court Rule 11.15F11, complaints about custody evaluators. Part A, for the purpose of the process, action means the family law proceeding wherein the custody evaluator was appointed to by the court. A party to the action included guardian of the items listed, the counsel appointed to represent a minor may file a complaint under the performance of a custody evaluator. A party who wishes to complain about the performance of the custody evaluator must submit in a written complaint to the supervisor, mediator, or FCS manager, and a mailing copy to all counsel, self-represented parties, and the custody evaluator. The evaluator must submit a written response to the complaint. The response must be mailed to all counsel, any self-represented parties, and the supervisor, mediator, or the FCS manager. If the supervisor, mediator, or the FCS manager cannot resolve the issue, the complaint and any other written response will be given to the supervising judge of the UFC for possible action. The decision of the supervisor judge of the UFC, which may include removal of the evaluator from the court's list, child custody evaluator, will be final. Any parties who want to take those type of actions or have an issue with their evaluator, you have to go to room 402 at 400 McAllister Street and request the clerk for the form to make a written complaint about their mediation experience. So for you guys that's dealing with mediation issues in your family court, please, that's the room you would have to go to, 402 at 400 McAllister. Felicia Fleming is the supervisor mediator at the San Francisco Superior Court of California. That's who you want to contact. So for all the brothers that was talking about they had issues in family court when it came to the evaluator or the mediator or the mediation experience, that's the process you would have to go through. Or you can reach out to Karen Rowe, give her a phone call, and she'll definitely make sure that you get put in the right position and the right place to make sure that that information is happening. Thank you, Karen Roy, for coming back, being a woman of your word, making sure that that information went back to community as she did. She reached out to us, so I wanted to get that out to the community. So with that being said, we're going to jump right in to tonight's Woman of the Month that we're community spotlighting. The person is Madam C.J. Walker. She was a Black American entrepreneur, philanthropist, and a political and social activist. She is recorded as the first female self-made millionaire in America in the Guinness Book of World Records. Ms. Walker made her fortune by developing and marketing lines of cosmetic and hair care products for Black women throughout the United States. She was best known for all her philanthropy and activism. At the time of her death, she was considered the wealthiest Black businesswoman and the wealthiest self-made woman in America. What a phenomenal, phenomenal, powerful sister. Shout outs to her. She is our women community spotlight tonight. Thank you for everything you did with women products. We see them all over the place. Madam C.J. Walker, that is an inspiration. And to our co-founder, to her and to his daughter that are selling products, and to our young entrepreneurs, this is a great woman to go do some research on and find out about her. She did some phenomenal, phenomenal things to impact the community. What a way to go. She is our community spotlight for tonight. With that being said, we're going to jump into our presenter tonight. We have Miss Kiblah here. She is coming from Los Angeles. She is a credit repair She has a credit repair company that helps obtain excellent credit for people. She shows people how to start home-based businesses. She loves helping families. That's her passion. She is currently a sales director and she loves what she does. She is here tonight to talk about credit repair. How do we get our credit restored? You know, here at both sides of the conversation, we are always talking about financial literacy, how to impact us on this financial realm so that we can be an economical power in our community. So with that being said, I'm going to bring her up and she's going to further introduce herself to community. Thank you, sister, for coming on tonight to do this educational presentation. Looking forward to the information. I'll make sure all the comments and questions start coming through. But with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. I want to just give it back to you for allowing me to be on your platform. And I love what you guys are doing. So it is an honor to be here. Okay, so a little bit about me. I am originally from Los Angeles, California. I relocated to Nevada back in 2017. And I'm a preschool teacher by degree. So I originally had dreams on opening a preschool. Those dreams were quickly put on hold because I had a 514 credit score. So then I sought out people to help to repair my credit. In over a 2 year time span, I spent a total of $1,700 only to have nothing change with my credit score. Nothing was removed. And so I was a little skeptical about credit repair, to be totally honest. And so when I came across this company, it was the beginning of last year, and I watched her for a while before I actually enrolled, to be totally honest. And once I enrolled, 6 weeks after I enrolled, my credit score increased close to 50 points. And so that got me really excited. I then positioned myself to be able to help people do the same thing because I just felt like we didn't have enough people that were trustworthy and that actually their services actually worked. So I put myself in the position to be able to help people, and I have helped a lot of people to be able to increase their credit scores, to leverage it for things that they want, as far as purchasing a new home, a car with low interest rates, or just to leverage their credit score for things that you need, because ultimately you do need good credit score, in general. And so I have been able to do that. And so I'm really happy about the work that I've been doing in the community. And so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to present to you guys. The name of our company is United Credit Education Services. We are a company you definitely can rely on. We were founded back in 2004, and we have a unique collection of services carefully selected to provide financial protection and opportunity to you. We also are a completely debt-free company, so we lead from the front. We practice what we preach, and we preach what we practice. We have the same key executives since the inception of the company. And so if you take a look at this screen here, 43 million Americans have a credit score of 599 or less. And so what that ultimately means is that 43 million Americans are paying a lot of unnecessary interest rates due to having a credit score less than, a good credit score. So 599 or less means that you're paying security deposits when you don't necessarily have to, like on utility bills or when you go to T-Mobile to get a cell phone and things like that. And so we have an award-winning protection plan with 12 life-changing products to be able to help you not only to restore your credit, but to build, organize, and protect your financial future. So starting with our budgeting is very important to your finances, period. You need a budget. You need to be able to track your income, track what's coming in, track what's going out. And so we do provide you with a personalized budget to help you to do that. A lot of people think that you need to have a certain amount of money before you're allowed to budget, but having a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a great budgeter. So to master money, you must know how to manage money. So creating a budget and having a budget definitely helps you to do that. And then we have our credit restoration. That is our flagship service. And so we have removed over 2 million items from our clients' customer reports in the last 16 years that we have been in business. And ultimately, what we do is we challenge the credit bureaus. We challenge all three credit bureaus at the same time to remove and dispute anything that is negatively affecting your credit score. All right. So right? And so we're very successful. We have a really quick turnaround. The average client stays on our program about 4 to 6 months. And so we are doing amazing work. We also have our credit builder. Our credit builder is a financial library where there are resources there to help you ultimately maximize your credit. So we give you budgeting tips, credit tips, and there are a lot of letters that you can use if you want to negotiate and pay off certain debts. You always want to make sure that you do that in writing, because when you do it online, you waive certain consumer, you know, can't think of the word, but you don't want to do it online. It's always better to do it in writing. And so then we have our credit monitoring. So we offer credit monitoring so that you will know at all times what's going on with your credit restoration. So you're always in the know with your progress. So whenever there's something that is removed, whenever there's a score increase, you will know. You get alerts straight to your phone. So it takes out all the wondering, which is what I ultimately was going through when I was in my credit repair before. And we also have a debt payoff tool. So this debt payoff tool helps you to ultimately pay off your debt sooner rather than later. It helps you to avoid unnecessary interest rates because you are paying off your debt sooner. And this is an awesome tool. You do not have to change anything. You don't have to do any debt consolidation. You just plug in those numbers, plug in those dates, and it calculates everything for you. Very, very simple tool to use. We also have what we call a financial lockbox. So our financial lockbox is like a cloud. It's like a virtual safety deposit box. And why we created this tool here is because we have a lot of natural disasters. And so in areas that are prone to like wildfires or floods and tornadoes, things like that, you're told to evacuate your home. And most of the time, you're trying to grab, what comes to mind. And sometimes you don't remember to grab your important documents. And so you're able to upload those documents in this financial lockbox. So something as far as like your social security card, a birth certificate, a birth certificate, deed to your home, all of those documents, all you have to do is just upload them into this tool. It is password protected, so you are able to provide this password to somebody that you trust in case they need to access those files and you are not around, right? And so I wish I had this tool back in 2012. I went on a trip and I was trying to take my daughters on a cruise. We flew to Miami. We're ready to board the boat, and we couldn't because I didn't have their birth certificates. So if I had this tool back then, we would have been on that cruise. We were stuck in Miami for 7 days. So a very, very, very useful tool. We also have identity monitoring. So identity theft is on an all-time high. So every 2 seconds, someone identity is being stolen. And so once you get your scores, at a 700 and above, you are now susceptible to having your identity stolen. So we do provide you with identity monitoring. And even if you are a victim of identity theft prior to becoming a client, you still will be qualified for our $1 million policy. And so it's very important to be able to protect yourself, especially, you're going through this process. You don't want to have anything happen. So this is tools in place for. We also offer you a network calculator. Now, a lot of times we know the celebrities, we're following the celebrities and we know their net worth, but it's really important for us to know ours. And so what this tool here does is to help you to know exactly where you stand. You plug in those assets and you plug in those liabilities, and then it gives you a calculation that lets you know exactly where you stand in your network. It's really important to know that, especially once you start accumulating those assets. And so also we give you a savings goal. So this savings goal is really important. It's awesome. It allows you to create multiple goals at the same time. I get a lot of clients that want to restore their credit because they're interested in becoming a first-time home buyer. And so you need a down payment. So you want to save for that. And whether you want to save for a home, a vacation, college tuition, doesn't matter. You're allowed to create multiple goals and you'll get alerts. It's like a accountability partner because you'll get alerts to your phone asking you like, did you save? If you want to do it bi-weekly, every month, whatever it is, you'll get a reminder. We also provide our clients with a living will and a trust with the power of attorney. Now, this tool here is amazing because this document alone can range from about $1,500 all the way to 5,000 and maybe even more, depending on what you need. And so this tool tool is in place to help you protect your loved ones and your assets. So if you have a home and you have children, you want to be able to dictate what happens to your assets and what happens to your children if in the event something happens to you. And so that's what this document does. Also, you're able to dictate what you want to happen, if you want to be on life support or if you don't, if you want to be cremated or if you want to have a funeral. You put you're the ultimate decision maker. So that's why this document is very important. And then we also have our YFL Family Mint. YFL Family Mint stands for Youth Financial Literacy. So I wasn't taught financial literacy in school. And so I love this part of our protection plan because we are making sure that we change the narrative. We're going to schools across America and we're educating children age 8 through 18 years old on the importance of financial literacy. We also give back. So every time a person makes their monthly payment, $2 of that goes to a foundation. And that foundation, we give scholarships to high school seniors and college freshmen. And so far, since 2016, we have donated over $1 million in scholarships. Last year, we gave away $400,000 in scholarship. And then just last week, we gave over $600,000 to high school seniors and college freshmen. And so ultimately what that does is that helps to eliminate student loan debt. And so again, we just practice what we preach. So, a lot of people do have student loans on their credit, which is why they, come and need credit repair. And so, we're changing the narrative on that and we're making sure that we give back in that area. And so you're able to keep track of all of the services that I just named in your office dashboard. The app is free, and you can get it from the Apple Store or the Android Store or Google Play Store. So if you have an iPhone or Apple or Android, it doesn't matter. And to take control of your financial future, it's only a small investment of $188. That includes a one-time setup fee in your first month. You get access to all 12 of these products for a small investment of $188, and then it's $89 a month. But we do have a program called our referral program. It's the power of five. And so once you get or you refer 5 friends or family members, and if you're like me, as soon as you get something good or you find out about something that is important that you feel your family members or friends will value as well, you share it. So if you go and you share this with your friends and family member and 5 people enroll, you now have the opportunity to get that $89 payment waived. So you're no longer making a payment. And the reason we offered that is because ultimately we want to be able to save our clients money. So I absolutely love that. And I actually get a lot of people that stay on the program even after they have reached their credit destination, only because you're getting all 12 of these products for free. So they tend to stay with me. All right, I'm going to switch gears a bit. We have a sister company, and that is Financial Education Services. So, as Mr. John Henry mentioned, I do help people to start a home based business. Now, I say a home based business, but you're actually able to do this business from anywhere. As long as you have Wi Fi and a cell phone, you're good to go. All right. And so to become an agent, it's only $100 more than what the customers pay. So it's a small investment of $288 for a complete business in a box. And I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. And then it's $89 a month thereafter. However, you do have the opportunity to get your services for free because, like I said, we have the power of five. So as an agent, if you bring in 5 customers and or 5 business partners, you then qualify to get your services completely free as well. So then you no longer have an overhead and you're good to go. All right, so I'm going to jump into how we are paid. So we earn a commission on every sale. Every time you get a person that enrolls into our protection plan, you are paid $100. And then you also get a residual monthly income of $12 a month for the lifetime of that person is on our protection plan. And so what we ultimately do is as soon as you become an agent as a business partner of mine, my goal is to help you get your first 3 business partners because guess what? You then have earned $300, which you have a ROI, a return on your investment. And not only that, you have been paid and you have been promoted. And so I'm going to talk about that here. And so we have a second way that we are paid. It's called a CAB, well, customer acquisition bonus, a CAB for short. And so when you enroll two new business partners, so two new people come on and say, hey, I want to partner with you, I want to be an agent as well, you get that $200 direct commission. And then you're also promoted to field trainer. So as soon as you have two business partners, you are now promoted. And so you would then start earning $160 on each business partner that joins your organization. And you can it ranges from $100 as an agent and then all the way up to $560 as a Pinnacle Senior Vice President title. And so the opportunity is amazing. There is no cap. If you want to enroll 5 business partners a day, 10 business partners a week, a lot of people start doing this business part time because it is so you have to build. But a lot of times here at Sales, my title here, a lot of people quit their jobs. You're making $380 for every single person that, or every single business partner that joins your company and that wants to partner with you. Everybody needs credit. And so this is not really something that you have to sell. All you have to do is share. All right. And so this is the third way that we are paid. It is our monthly infinity bonus. And so you do start to earn this bonus at a sales director title. And so I tell people do not despise small beginnings because you are only paid 0.5% at this title when you are starting to get this bonus, and you're paid 0.5% on uh, the total amount that your organization is doing in sales every single 30 days, which is 10,000 between 10 to $12,000 roughly. And so that's just $50, but that is the third way that we are paid, and that's just a bonus. But if you go down here to our regional vice president, my personal mentor is a regional vice president, and so she's earning 1.75% on $250,000 every 30 days, which is what her organization is bringing in. And so she's bringing in about roughly $4,500, and that's just the third way. So that's a bonus. And so all the way down to our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, he's getting 3% on $10 million, and that's every 30 days. So every 30 days, he's bringing in about $300,000. Now, we do have a rest and relaxation and retirement program. And so once you qualify for level 1, you then will start to receive a monthly car payment of $600. Gets better, level 2 through 3, $10,000 cash bonus, and then you get a $1,500 car allowance. Level 4, $25,000 cash bonus. Level 5, you get a $50,000 cash bonus and an automobile upgrade. And then level 6, they are paying you $5,000 towards your monthly house payment. We also have our level 7 through 10, where you receive a monthly retirement bonus of $25,000 a month. And then you also receive a bonus of $100,000 to $250,000. All right. And so we do have an app for our sister company as well. And so that app is also free, and you can find that in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. And then this is what I was telling you about your business in the box. So we always like to say you are in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. And so you do receive a complete turnkey business. You will receive a personalized agent website, online back office, live agent and customer support. So we are not actually doing the repair work for our clients. We're simply referring them to the program. We help them, of course, we give them education and provide them with the tools that they need. However, they are able to call customer service support. We are able to call our agent support and get help. And so that is from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. We are paid every Thursday. We do have life insurance for our agents, and life insurance, you do not need a medical exam, and you start off at $30,000, but once you're an agent for over a year, that is then increased to $100,000 in life insurance. And again, there is no medical exam needed. We do have professional marketing materials, and then the commission rewards and bonuses that I just mentioned. We do have training events. Our training events are amazing. The majority of them are free, but the ones when we travel, they're really, really amazing, really, really fun. And there is a small fee, but it's nothing compared to what other franchises have to pay for their trainings. It's amazing. We do have tax advantages. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but as a W-2 employee, you receive about 8 tax write-offs. But as a business owner, you have the opportunity to take advantage of 475 tax advantages. All right. And then you also have the opportunity to help others. So the secret of getting ahead is getting started. And we always tell our customers, because a lot of times they're a little apprehensive on getting started, just get started. All right. And so that is a quote by Agatha Christie. I want to thank you, John, for having me. And I want to give it back to you.
All right. Thank you very much. I know we had a little bit of Wi-Fi connections. You was kind of going in and out a little bit. That's the one thing about technology. We are still developing in this country. We're not there yet. You go to other places like Japan and they on 5, 6G. They doing a lot of amazing things. Here in America, we still a little bit behind when it comes to the Wi-Fi and technology, but we'll get there. Right now, I don't see any comments or concerns coming in that anybody have right now. Maybe because it was a little spotty. Who knows? But one of the things I want to say is, thank you for coming on. We have your information up here on the screen. We definitely want to make sure that people can connect with you, find out more about your services through your website. We're going to definitely direct people there. I think it's very important, this credit repair conversation, especially with this pandemic. A lot of people lost their jobs. And, once you don't pay bills on time or things come up, life happens, your credit score starts to change. So I think it would definitely be a blessing for someone to reach out to you, connect with you with your service. And maybe even if they're thinking about doing some of this credit repair stuff or this type of business that you're talking about, they could reach out to you. One thing about the will and trust, I didn't hear you really speak on. Did you get into some of the difference between having a will and a trust, or is that something through the package that they will get if they sign up to it for the information on wills and trusts?
The difference between a will and a trust?
No, like yeah, on the wills and trusts, like is under that package that you guys offer. Do you guys break down that information for wills and trust, or is that something that they have to buy in that overall package?
No, it's included. And yes, it's just you plug in your information. The lawyers help you to get that document completed. Our credit attorneys help you to get that document completed. And so it's something that is included in that protection plan.
Okay, so then so it's like an umbrella package. Basically, you pay a fee and you get credit monitoring. You get all these different services, and then how long does it take the average, or what do you see an average it takes for people credit store to start changing? In
Good
time, I know you.
question. Yeah, about 4 to 6 months. But well, the average client stays on our program about 4 to 6 months. Could be sooner, but that's just the average. And you do start seeing increases or changes in about 30 to 90 days. By law, the credit bureaus have 30 days to respond to our dispute letters. We always say you want to give them 30 to 45 days because it is 30 business days, so holidays and weekends. But yeah, about 30 to 90 days, you definitely start to see either deletions or you're going to start to receive mail from the dispute letters from the credit bureaus from the dispute letters.
Right. So we know right now too with people, with this pandemic, I know a lot of people. I seen this article about, car loans, people being impacted, going into default, and these creditors that they turn over these car loans to are reaching out to them. What's your recommendation to people when it comes to that? When it comes to their credit, talk to them, don't talk to them. Like on the credit
I would
side,
tell
go ahead.
I would tell them to send them a letter, get in contact with them through writing. You always want to make sure that they put something in writing. I wouldn't go into a deep conversation with them over the phone. Tell them that, send me a letter to the last known address, and I would hang up. I wouldn't stay on the phone with them longer than 67 seconds.
Okay.
Contact me at the last known address, and then go from there. And you always want to negotiate and talk to them through writing. You don't want to waive certain consumer rights. So you want to make sure you do that through writing.
Right. So say there's a person out there that maybe be going through a bankruptcy or somebody who filed 6 years ago or 7 years ago, and there's still negative things on their credit. When do people like get those off, or how do they proceed coming out of bankruptcy? What does that look like from a credit repairer's perspective?
That's an amazing question. So I just spoke to someone today, and I was letting her know she didn't know if she should get file bankruptcy or get credit repair. And I was telling her that we get a lot of people that come to us because they still can't qualify for things because they bankruptcy and it's court. And it stays on there for about 10 years. And so ultimately what we have had to do is to remove the bankruptcy and the items that were removed by a bankruptcy, because that's what it says in your credit report. It will say remove by a bankruptcy or from a bankruptcy. And so ultimately I always recommend bankruptcy attorneys are, of course, that's their job, is what they get paid to do. It's more expensive than getting your credit repaired. So I will always go with the cheaper route and get those items removed before. If you're not in a ton of debt over 50,000 and a lot of debt, I would definitely wouldn't recommend bankruptcy. You're still going to need to get that removed from a credit repair company as well.
Now, under you guys' package, do you guys have credit repair attorneys on standby, or is that something that, or do you guys make recommendations to people to go to different credit repair attorneys? I know there's a lot of them out there. I see them all the time doing the work. But is that something that you guys offering under your umbrella, or is it something that you guys recommend?
Absolutely. We do have attorneys. It's through Credit Attorneys of America. And we they're already a part of our do a detailed analysis of your credit report for any hard to remove items. They kind of already, know exactly what to look for. And so as soon as you give us permission you give us permission to pull your credit, they do take a look at your credit report to see if there are any things that are going to be difficult to remove. And they definitely take care of you. And sometimes people have to compensation, and they make sure they take care of them and get them what they need.
All right, that's powerful stuff. I think we definitely going to recommend people. I know it's the new year, people getting started, tax time. There's a new stimulus bill that's been signed today. People gonna be getting some money. I think this is the time people should take that decision, reach out to the system, start working on your credit, figure out what your debt is. I think the biggest thing is people just know they haven't paid bills and they don't know the process. So I think it's just good to go out there and find all who your debtors are, work with this sister, let her help you figure out, build your credit back up. I think it's a step-by-step process. We're moving out of this pandemic. People are going to start getting back to work. And I think it's very, very important to start, repairing that credit. Don't let it linger too long. We know there's a transition, and a lot of these corporations and companies are now doing, credit reports as part of the job process. And we want to make sure that our people are getting employment. And part of it is a credit score. So please, people, get out there, reach out to this sister. If you know you got some credit repair issues, or you want to get some information, set up a consulting call with her, figure out where you at, let her guide you through. Sometimes in our community, we think we know it all and I can just do this, but they know the inside tricks and tips to get this stuff done. So reach out to this sister and make sure that you guys get the information, because I think it's very, very, very important. Is there anything else that you want to give, a tip or anything you just want to let people know? I see you have that information up there. That's the best way to get a hold of you, and all your other contact information is through that site. So please go to that site that's up on the screen, reach out to her. But any last words you want to give to the people? I don't see any other comments or anything's coming in. But again, if somebody watched this later on our YouTube or one of our platforms and they want to reach out to you, I'll definitely make sure that you get connected with them. But if there's anything that you want to say before we go, please go ahead and give the information to the people.
Yes. To touch on what you talked about the employers checking your credit score, they definitely do that, and we do provide our clients with our higher, it's called a higher risk index credit score. So you do have access to that. So you'll definitely know exactly where you stand with a client of ours. And then second, a lot of people want to get new cars. A lot of people tend to get new cars when they get their tax return. And here's a recommendation. Now, if you have that money and you know that you do not have a qualifying FICO score, you're going to have like a high APR, in the 20 something percent APR. You want to make sure that you put that money to the side. If it's going to burn a hole in your pocket, we do provide you with a savings goal tool where you can put that money to the side, increase your credit score, and then go back and purchase that car. So that way you have a better interest rate. You're paying less money, ultimately over the years. over the term of that loan. And so I do recommend people do that because you want to be able to keep the car. You don't want to you don't want to pay a luxury car note price for Ultima, and so that's ultimately what people are doing. And so you want to make sure that your money and that's recommendations I've been giving a lot of people. If you want to get a new car, I understand that. If you have something that you've been driving, if you don't have a car, that's understandable. But if you do have a car, put that money to the side, put it in our savings go tool, get your credit fixed, and then go back and get that car. Ultimately, you need to pay that down payment because we do get a lot of people that can sign and drive once they get their credit scores, high enough. And so it'll just benefit you in the end. That's it.
All right, all right. Well, thank you for that information. Again, I know you're having some issues with your Wi-Fi. Call out to your Wi-Fi provider, tell them, hey, y'all got to get my stuff together. But it's happening everywhere. We're dealing with it here. We just haven't had the bandwidth, or we haven't had the infrastructure to get the high fiber optics that we need to make our Wi-Fi better as technology increases. As we continue to move into these different platforms and virtual life, we definitely going to have to do something across the United States to make sure that our infrastructure, when it comes to digital broadband and things of that nature, is enhanced. Other countries are moving faster than we are. We got to get the bonds out there and investments to reinvest into our infrastructure. And part of it is this Wi-Fi and fiber optics that got to happen. And I just hope we get there because it's frustrating. And you would just think that here in America, as great as they say we are, we still far, far, far behind when it comes to this technology. But I just want to thank you again for coming on tonight. Very powerful information. We'll make sure we will connect you to all the people that are talking about credit repair, because we know that's important. And we have to have that in our community, especially as we're moving to reparations and different things. We want people to be able to have the low interest rates and the different things that they're going to need to be able to, maneuver and hit these different intersections of building businesses and different things, because all this credit it plays a part of everything that we do when it comes to business, investing, homes, and everything, even employment. So we got to make sure it's right, and it's just the way it is. So I just want to say thank you for coming on tonight, and I appreciate you. I'll move you to the back studio, and then I'll close out, and I'll talk to you shortly.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. All right, guys, you guys seen it. She came through with the information. Sorry for the Wi-Fi and the chatter. I know it was a little in and out, but definitely phenomenal sister that's doing some amazing things. If you guys want to talk about credit repair, or if you have some questions that you may want to ask that wasn't there, reach out to us or reach out to her, and we'll make sure that you guys are connected. With that being said, we are going to move into Sunday. We're going to have part 2 of our prison reform conversation here at both sides of the conversation. This is going to be a phenomenal conversation. We have part 1. If you guys missed part 1, please go to our YouTube page, take a look at part 1 and see how things transpire. Part 2 should be another powerful. We'll try to get some of our guests back, but we have some phenomenal sisters and brothers that's going to come on to help facilitate this conversation. I think it's going to be powerful. We're going to continue to do the things that we need. We can't sit still. We can't get comfortable. We got our people, we got our family still locked up, dealing with this prison incarceration system that's been impacting our communities, and we got to do the right things to fix it. But we have to come together as community, and we have to work with our elected officials and our people that are getting policies pushed, so that we can make sure that all of our community will be positively impacted by the change that's needed. So looking forward to that conversation this Sunday, and then the following Tuesday we'll have another hidden gem segment highlighting our Black and brown businesses and having some community leaders come on. So what a phenomenal thing that we're doing. We're going to continue to work these bugs out. As you guys know, there's still little things happening and changing. For now, I told you guys from our Facebook page, we're having some issues with it. Again, when we do this type of work and we're bringing people together, trying to intentionally educate and give information to our community that's not necessarily always given, there's a lot of people who don't want to see this type of thing happen, and there's a lot of obstacles and things that we have to jump across and hoops, but we'll get there. We're going to keep pushing through, and as we continue to build capacity, thank you to the community that's continued to supporting us, purchasing merchandise, making these donations. donations to help us build our capacity as we move forward. There's a lot of things that we still need, and thanks to the community that coming together, helping us, we'll get there. It takes time. We know it's tough times out there for everybody, but again, continue to support us. You can go to our website, make a donation, help out. If you want to buy, make a donation to some of our gear, you can. Thank you to people who've been stepping up doing it. We love it. We love you guys, support you. We hear you, community. There's a lot of conversations coming up in the future to impact the community. I received several phone calls about people in our community dealing with disabilities, some of the issues that's going on with some of the different departments at the city. We're going to address those conversations. We are putting together some phenomenal conversations around people with disabilities in our city and around the Bay Area. And if you would like to be a part of that conversation and talk about some of the struggles, some of the things you see as a person dealing with disabilities, please reach out to us at both sides of the conversation at gmail.com, or you can reach us on our website, www.bothsidesoftheconversation, and we'll make sure that we get you on as a part of that conversation, because I think it's a much needed conversation. There's a lot of people reaching out, talking about some of the struggles, housing, transportation, different struggles that they are having, and they feel like that there's not enough community or official support from our city leaders. So we want to have that conversation, try to reach out to these some of these departments and have these conversations, reach out to some of our supervisors in the city, because we can't have this if our community is, especially our people with disabilities, are struggling to navigate throughout our cities and counties. We have to be there to support them. There's a lot of funding and things coming out. We got to make sure that those support services also get to those people that are dealing with disabilities and some of their issues that they're having challenges with. We need to be there to heal them and support them as well. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you guys for joining tonight. You guys seen the presentation night. If you're a person out there and you have a presentation that you think that can impact our community, and you have a PowerPoint presentation that you want to give to do for the community, please go to our website. You can book yourself as a panelist. We'll reach out to you, connect, and get you scheduled for an event. We need a lot of professional people with different backgrounds to come on this platform on this Educational Thursday. Is very important as we come out of this pandemic. There is a lot of people in our Black and Brown community that has been impacted with job loss, financial issues. So again, if you are a person in HR, if you're a person that are in leadership that are hiring people, we need you to come on and talk to the community, educate the community on what are you guys looking for when it comes to resumes, job hunting skills, different techniques. We need all of that help as our people start coming back out of this pandemic, transitioning. We need to start having different HR personnel, different people in leadership. Come on, look to see how you can impact the community by doing a PowerPoint presentation with job related skills, tips, interviewing skills. We need all that information to help our Black and Brown community. So if that is you, please reach out to us. We would love to have you on to come educate our community. We need it. So with that being said, just want to say thank you. Thank you for all the phenomenal people that's been doing amazing work in the community. Just want to say again, thank you to YCD. Thank you to Collective Impact. Thank you to City Eats, Vibes with Smiles, you, Us for Us. Uh, it is a lot of community people that are out here doing the work, trying to impact the community. And I just want to say thank you all. I know it's a challenge sometimes, but you guys are committed, and thank you for the work. See what you're doing, and thank you, because the community is also reaching out saying thank you and thank you and thank you. So with that being said, we're going to end tonight's segment. We love y'all. Be safe, take care of yourself, be safe out there, and we'll see you guys this Sunday for our Reform Prison conversation. Thank you guys again.